Welcome to Things I Think for 14 September 2020. Couple of anniversaries. I should have mentioned it last Monday, but 8 September was the anniversary of the first issue of Things I Think. I started writing it in 2008, 12 years ago. It started on a vague idea that some stuff I wanted to say or share would never make it into a cast, or it would get lost among all the casts. If you'd have told me it would be this, I'd have laughed heartily and maybe even derisively. And yesterday was the 4th anniversary of the Wall Street Journal article about manager tools. If you'd have told me I'd have my picture in the Wall Street Journal with Mike and I sitting in the tap room, the greatest 19th hole in the world of golf at one of my all-time favorite restaurants, I'd have laughed at that too. The future is hard to know. Even when you ascribe to the principle that the best way to predict it is to make it, the future will humble you. Executive hiring. One of the roles of an executive is to shape the hiring patterns of your organization. You can do that by changing how your org hires. It's not that hard, actually, and you can learn how through a lot of our casts and also through my book, The Effective Hiring Manager. Community member Tony Paget writes in with a great suggestion that I recommend to people frequently. When one of your org's managers, particularly if you're an executive now, if one of your managers in your organization has interviewed someone and there's a discussion about the decision, not that they shouldn't be using the interview results capture meeting, you can do what Jamie Dimon, one of the best managers I've ever known, does. And he asks, would you want your kid to work for that person? That's a great character check. 9/11 Redux. The story of Ben Sliney last Friday engendered an awful lot of thankful, tearful, and hopeful mail. I think I answered mail until very late Friday night and also carried on into Saturday morning. The reason I sent 2 issues of Things Friday is that shortly after my standard send, my high school buddy and good friend, Jim Nevin, sent me and some friends a mail with Ben's story. It was too good not to share. So thank you, Nev, and I'm glad so many of you enjoyed it. And how great is our community, the Manager Tools community? David Standridge, one of us, knows Ben Sliney, and he shared Friday's Things I Think dedicated to him. With the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, where he worked as a National Operations Center manager that fateful day, 19 years ago. And as an item postscript to the 9/11, you might have wondered, as I did, how many planes were we talking about? How many planes were there in the air above the United States? Well, there were 255 planes that landed in Canada alone. The actual number was a little bit bigger, 4,500. Amazing. Some presenting notes for you. This Thursday, we have the 2nd installment of our M Conference speaker series. I know if you're watching this, you probably don't have the document in front of you, but there are links to all of this stuff in the written version. I'm speaking to the group. We'll probably have 30, 40, 50 people online. If you register for the M Conference now, you can start attending. I'm looking forward to this Thursday. Next week, I'll be presenting for 3 days in a row in Silicon Valley. There are still slots for the conference. The week after that, I'll be in Minneapolis for 2 days, an EMC and an ECC. And that same week after next, Kate is presenting the EMC and ECC in Austin. This feels almost normal. See you tomorrow.